Hello, this is Father David, here with day 13, the second Saturday of Great Lent. We have entered into the second weekend, and the meditation today comes from St. John Chrysostom's homily on today's epistle reading. So during the weekdays of Great Lent, it's much more penitential. We are, in a very real sense, retreating out of the Christian era and back into the Old Testament. Our scripture readings for the days, for those weekdays, are from the Old Testament, Genesis, Proverbs. And then on the weekends, we have liturgies. We could celebrate the liturgy, and largely because of that, we have an epistle reading and a gospel for that day. And so the epistle reading is out of Hebrews chapter 3. And St. John Chrysostom says this: "Observe the gentleness and mildness. He did not say, rebuke other people, but exhort. In this way we are required to bear ourselves towards those who are straitened by affliction. This he says also in the writing to the Thessalonians, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. And he quotes St. Paul, quote, comfort the feeble-minded, support the weak, be patient towards all men. He ends quoting 1 Thessalonians and continues, that is, do not cease to hope, do not despair. For he who does not encourage one who is straitened by affliction makes him more hardened. Then he suggests hope to them, saying, we are partakers of Christ, all but saying, he who loved us, he who counted us worthy of such great things as to make us his body, will not suffer us to perish. We and Christ are one. Let us not then distrust him. For," and then he quotes St. Paul again, "if we endure, we shall also reign with him." Out of 2 Timothy 2:12. So St. John Chrysostom is exhorting us to put it one way, to engage in almsgiving of our time. When we see someone who is suffering, someone who is depressed, someone who is lonely, someone who is in need of some kind, we're not called to rebuke them, right? Come at them harshly and rebuke them, but exhort, encourage, admonish, come alongside someone and try to encourage them. You know, it's okay. Let's continue on. Let's get back up. You know, if you've fallen down and things are difficult, let me take you out for coffee. You know, let us, go and say a prayer together. Let me, if you are overwhelmed with, everything that you have to do, let me come by and take the kids. Assuming, of course, that you're a trusted individual friend of the family. You can engage in almsgiving. We usually think of this as the beggar on the side of the road, alms for the poor, this type of a thing, and dropping a few coins into his cup, or slipping a guy with a cardboard sign a couple of bills. And that is almsgiving, and that is necessary, and that is something that Christians should be tender-hearted and open-hearted enough to engage in readily and regularly. But almsgiving of your time is also something, a sort of sensitivity to the needs and the sorrows of our neighbor. Maybe it's someone that you haven't seen at church in a little while. If you've got their phone number, send them a text. Someone at work that is depressed and completely run down. Find a way to encourage them, help them, maybe even alleviate their workload if you are so inclined and able to do that. Let us take this time of Great Lent to identify the needs of other people, and with concrete acts of service to go to them in love and encourage them. If they are tempted to just give up, come alongside them and offer them encouragement and love and support, but then also in any way that we can to bear one another's burdens, as St. Paul says, and so fulfill the law of Christ. So may we heed these words of St. John's today as he comments on our epistle reading, and may we exhort and help and edify those around us in an almsgiving of service. So may God bless you. Lord willing, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.